Product number one is Pretty Boy. It's a product for cleaning your paintbrushes and conditioning them, and even cleaning your paint rollers and conditioning your paint rollers. I'm gonna walk over here in the Paint Life store and I'm gonna grab this product and we'll introduce you to it and show you. So it's right here on the shelf. So eco-friendly, all-purpose paint cleaner. And this product was invented or created by a painter in New York. And this painter's name is Brian Cooney. And I've actually had the opportunity to meet him in person, sit down and have a beer with Brian in New York, downtown New York. And Brian is a really cool guy. And he is an actual painter. He paints every day for a living, and he invented this product. So I got sent this product, and at first glance, I was like, okay, what's the difference between this and Dawn dish soap? Why don't I just clean my brushes with Dawn dish soap? This stuff actually has a bunch more in it besides just a soap. It does actually condition your brushes, and there was a noticeable difference after I washed my brushes with them, how they felt the next day. But they also made the cleaning of the brushes significantly faster. The wood handles cleaned a lot faster, and the filaments cleaned a lot faster when you use this according to the instructions. So it's a great product for conditioning your brushes, and I've never used it for rollers, but I see a lot of guys out there on Instagram. Now, you've probably seen, if you use Instagram, Brian Cooney and Pretty Boy is on Instagram, and you'll see a lot of different uses. People are cleaning their sprayers with this stuff. Running it through their pumps. People are conditioning rollers with it prior to using them. They're cleaning their rollers afterwards, and there are some guys that claim their rollers even clean a lot faster. But I did notice my brushes cleaned a lot faster, and then they had a conditioned feel to them the next day after they dried, which I really liked. So it's a product. It's an all-purpose paint cleaner, and I guess he calls it a all-purpose cleaner because you can use it for all kinds of things, not just limiting it to cleaning your brushes. So a great product. We sell it in our store, paintlifesupply.com. There's a lot of guys using it. I use it all the time. So if you want to support a painter, a hardworking painter in New York, Brian Cooney, who invented this stuff, there you have it. Product recommended by me. All right, some of the specs on the back of the Pretty Boy container, just go over them really quick. It's formulated to loosen the bonding power of water-based paints. It's not for oil-based paints. Don't use this for oil. It's an eco-friendly product. It says you can use it on hard surfaces, says it's even safe for fabrics. It is biodegradable. It says on the back, there's no sulfates or sulfites in it. So there's a little bit about the product. If you want to know more information about the product, you can check it out at prettyboypaintcleaner.com. That's the website if you want more information about the product, or if you want to purchase it, it's available in our store at paintlifesupply.com. All right, product number two is a hose whip. I'm going to run over here. I won't run, but I'll walk. I'm gonna walk over here and grab one of the hose whips, and we'll talk about the hose whip, why you need a hose whip, and we'll show you what's special about this hose whip and how it's different than other hose whips. So got one on the shelf right here. This is an Exit Flex hose whip, and this hose whip is a 25-foot hose whip right here. So this is for painters by painters. This is my own custom made hose whip right here, and it's an Exit Flex hose whip, completely built to my specs, and it's a 50-foot hose whip. And the reason why I like and use these hose whips is you can take a sprayer like a Titan 440 is what I have it hooked onto. You can use it to spray doors, and you don't need a whole lot of paint to load up your sprayer because the inner diameter, the inside diameter, is a lot smaller on these hose whips. So it doesn't take like a full gallon of paint. Say if you had like a 100-foot regular whip, or not a regular hose, or a 50-foot regular hose, it takes significantly more paint to load up. And then this hose is a lot more flexible than a normal hose. And on both ends, one has, it's banded, so this is the in that you would hook to a sprayer right here, and that makes it more durable and less likely to wear out on the end that's attached to the sprayer. So it's banded on this one end, gives it strength and durability, and it's not banded on the opposite end because you want it to be more flexible, just like a whip. This is what our standard whips, a 3-foot and a 5-foot whip hose, are made out of, our Exit Flex whips. They're the softest, most flexible whip that you can purchase on the market right here. So some of the specs on the hose written right on the lay line: the inside diameter, it's a 4.8 millimeter inside diameter, or 3/16 of an inch if you don't go by millimeters. It's rated at 5,075 PSI. The inside diameter is extremely small. So from my experience, I've been using this type of hose to spray all the interior coatings that I use, interior and exterior. When you get to a small diameter like that, if you're trying to run like a block filler or say like an elastomeric coating, it's interesting. It shouldn't actually go through the hose, but it does through my testing. So the whip hose, it's a small hose. I really use this whip hose specifically when I'm doing doors. I have a sprayer set up just for spraying doors, so I don't have to load up much paint. I only need a half a gallon to load up and spray a door with this hose. But once again, extremely versatile hose, whip hose that you can use on any airless sprayer. If you have, well, not necessarily any, there are like the Titan Control Max airless sprayers. We do have a conversion kit that will make this work on a Titan Control Max sprayer. So the Titan Control Max line has 3 or 4 different sprayers, and this will work with our adapter set that we had custom made specifically for those sprayers. So there it is. It's an Exit Flex whip. This is a wire banded whip. I have other whips that I designed that are not wire banded. They're cloth whips, so they're larger diameter but almost as soft as the wire banded whip. But the wire banded whip is extremely durable and it's going to last you a long time, and groundable also. So there you have it, the 50-foot Exit Flex whip, designed and created specifically by my specifications for our Paint Life store. All right, for product number 3, I'm gonna go grab, it's a gooseneck paintbrush, and you've probably seen this in my videos. If you haven't seen this in my videos, this thing was sent to me quite a few years ago, and when I got it in the mail, at first I was like, this is kind of weird, and but then I figured out what was going on with this brush really quick, and this thing is absolutely amazing. It's the gooseneck brush. I'm gonna walk over here, grab one of these things, bring it back, and show you this. This was invented by a painter, and now it does have a Richard label on it. So this was invented, and I know I'm gonna butcher his name, and I do apologize already, Donald, because I've never actually heard his last name in person, but I think it's Cincinnas. And so Donald, if I butchered your name, I apologize. But Donald has been in the painting industry painting for 39 years, and that's a long time. That's a lot longer than me. And he created this paintbrush, and it's absolutely incredible. So I got this thing in the mail, opened it up quite a while ago. And one thing I figured out right off the bat was this thing actually flexes and holds its shape. And I was like, well, that's kind of cool. But then it took me a little bit to figure out what the next thing is that makes it absolutely really incredible. And it actually screws on an extension pole right here. So that makes it so you can screw it on an extension pole, and I'll walk over here and grab an extension pole and bring one back so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. And I've used it over and over for a lot of different case scenarios, and specifically one, I'll tell you, there's been times when there's a ceiling fan and a vaulted ceiling that's like 20 feet up in the air, and I don't have a ladder to reach up there and get around it to actually cut around the ceiling fan, the escutcheon plate. And there's one time we had to rent scaffolding, there was another time we had to rent a gigantic A-frame ladder. And then once I got this device, you can see it screws on an extension pole. We we've actually hooked these things on a 12-foot extension pole, got on an A-frame ladder, and then cut around multiple times ceiling fans. But there's in other things on corners on the exterior of a house that's way out where we couldn't reach with our ladders and stuff. We've hooked these things on there to actually get, hard to reach things. And it's interesting. It's not one of those things that you're going to use possibly every day, but it's one of those devices that when you need it, you're going to go, oh my gosh, this is absolutely incredible. It's worth every penny of it. And there it is. It's the gooseneck. I wouldn't say like, I think when it comes to the quality of the brush, it could be a better quality brush. I think the ferrule could be built a little bit better. I would really like it if it had higher quality filaments like DuPont filaments, and I would like it if it had Chinex filaments on it. That's what I would prefer, to be a little bit stiffer. And so, if I was rating this thing from like a 1-star to a 5-star product, I would, just because of the use of it, what it will do for you, how much money it will save you, absolutely incredible. I would give it a 4 stars out of 5 stars. To make it a 5-star product, it would really, I would want a higher end ferrule, a better metal, thicker metal, just built a little bit better, and better filaments on there. But it's a great, great product. And I can't tell you over the years how many times I've used this thing, how many times it's gotten me out of a jam. You can go do a search on my YouTube channel for the gooseneck brush and see where I've used it in different cases and stuff. But this is a must-have gooseneck brush. Once again, you can see I can get be on a ladder or standing from the ground, and I can bend it and work around any way I need to, around any obstacle that I'm using it. We've used it to touch up gutters and do some odds and ends things on exteriors, use it on interiors, and there you have it. So it's for a painter. He did. I know Donald, he sold this to the company Hyde, who Hyde owns Richards. So it's got Richards' name on it, but Donald still gets a royalty from the product. He's still involved in the development of it, continued development. I know it did have really soft filaments when I first got it. I recommended they stiffen the filaments, and they did make that change, which makes it even more versatile as a brush. So he was the one that communicated with me to get that change to happen. So he's still involved in the development. If you have some changes that you want made to this thing, who knows, they may continue to do it. But Donald gets, a portion of every one of these things that we buy. It's absolutely incredible brush. You've got to get one. So there you have it, 3 more products for painters by painters. If you want to support these guys and their efforts of trying to make some side money besides just painting, purchase their products. I only show for painters by painters products that are created by painters or tradesmen that are great, great products that I use in my trailer. Once again, the gooseneck paintbrush, the Pretty Boy, and the hose whip. The hose whip is created by me, by my specs, and I actually have a family member of mine that actually makes the hoses. So Hose King out of LA. So if you want to support us, if you want to support these guys, buy their products for painters by painters. If you have a suggestion of a tool that I should do a video on that fits in this category for painters by painters, helping support these guys out there working hard day in and day out, painting or working in the trades, helping them make some side cash because they're helping us, with our skills and making us faster, more efficient painters. Just leave the suggestion down below. If you've used these tools, give these guys a shout out if you really like them down in the comment section below. I know they would like to hear, what their tools are doing for you out there. So give them a shout. If you got some suggestions of what you think they could do to improve it, down in the comment section below. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. That way you get notified every time we come out with a new video for painters by painters, so you don't miss what's new out there that's going to make you a faster, more efficient painter. Subscribe, notify, free, easy to do. Hit the thumbs up button. We really appreciate it when you do that. It keeps us making these videos out.